Are we missing something? Is the world actually, are we just spending an awful lot of time spinning our wheels with this tremendous new technology innovation, but not actually improving the productivity that will really drive prosperity in the long term?
No, I think a lot about this. I mean, even in the OECD, and you said productivity stats, but fundamentally there's no growth.
Right.
And I'm sure
partly demographics and other things too, right? But yeah.
And so that's not good. That's not a stable situation for anyone in this room. And then yet, there is a lot to celebrate in terms of technology all around us. And so I do ask myself that question as to what is it? I somehow think that if the last 10 years have been characterized, by the way, if you read that book by Robert Gordon, where he talks about the rise and fall of American productivity,
right.
The one thing that he does trace, he's pretty skeptical about all technology, but there's this one phase of productivity gains in the mid-90s that he attributes actually to the PC and its penetration.
Right,
That is the only time, he says, that there was actually productivity gains.
And there was a detectable acceleration in productivity at that point, yeah.
And then you say, well, what was behind that? That's at least the way I'm going at it. I think that all technologies should propagate both consumption and creation. There needs to be some amount of equilibrium between the two. And if the last 10 years, I think, have been phenomenal in terms of creating, to pick up from Reed's phrase, a lot of joy, a lot of consumption, which is all good, by the way, which is great for the economy. It's great, after all, it's welfare.
It's what economists call the fun rather than the fundamentals, right? In terms of
it is all, to an economist, in fact, it should be like, hey, it's all welfare and it's good. And the question now is, should we now have more creation? Should the next 10 years be about using technology to have a broader impact, and in fact also solving for what I think you also referenced, which is the surplus that gets created needs a different form of distribution. It can be limited to OECD countries. It has to be, even in an OECD country, be more equitable, because that's what's playing out even in our elections here. So those are, I think, some real challenges.